Hi guys! Welcome back to my channel. This is Nova Gnome Creations and I am Nova. I am on my third day of Vlogust and I'm coming on here today with something a little different. There is a crochet and yarn tag going on apparently by the Secret Yarnery, and I wasn't tagged in it, but I think it's an open tag. I had seen that Llama Mama Kayla posted about it and she said that it was an open tag, and so she just decided to do it, and I was like, that sounds like fun. Why not? So I'm gonna do that today for my Vlogust post. I'm currently working on my lightsaber popsicle koozie that I mentioned in my other video, so that's pretty exciting. I made the first like trial run of it from the pattern that I've created so far, and it needs some tweaks, but there's gonna be buttons on the side of the little block part, and I need to make the block part a little bit smaller, so I have I'm currently working on that, and hopefully I can make that a little bit more what I wanted. But overall I'm really happy with it. It came out very like spot on of what I was trying to do. And then I made a little fake popsicle. Obviously this is rounded more like a lightsaber to stick in here because I don't have any of those popsicles, just for fun. So I'm very happy with that. So that's how that's going. And I'm currently working on my second time making it with some tweaks. Don't know how many times I'll make it and how many times I'll tweak it, but that's where I'm at with that right now. But anyways, on to the yarn tag, or crochet and yarn tag. And there are 10 questions, and I will put a clean copy of this in the description box if you guys want to copy it, post it and paste it in the comment section and let me know your guys' answers. And also, I am going to open this tag up also to anybody. If anybody that watches my videos would like to do it, consider yourself tagged. So the first question is, to stitch marker or not to stitch marker? Are you a stitch marker person? And if so, how do you use them? I am definitely a stitch marker person. So like I mentioned the other day, and several times probably at this point in my videos, other than learning how to crochet on a granny square, I've pretty much exclusively made amigurumi. And in amigurumi, you really need to use stitch markers. So when I was learning how to crochet, I was using stitch markers from like the get-go. I don't think I used them on the granny squares when I was first learning. But I think pretty much right after that, I was using stitch markers. And how I use them is, this is my little, like, I call it my little mushroom that I stick all my stuff in, like a needle cushion. I made this this was one of the first yarns I bought, and it was I had no idea what I was doing. I didn't know about gauge. I didn't know about picking yarns based on like hook size and yarn correlations. And I just thought this yarn looked cool, and I think it was in clearance, and I bought it, and it was way too big. I seriously destroyed my hands for a little while because I was crocheting with, I don't even know, a small hook of some sort. And by small, I mean, it might have been a 5mm, but this was not whatever size this is. It was like a rope type of yarn. If you're familiar with this type of yarn, it is like stuffed. It is like literally like a rope type of yarn, and it's stuffed with like filling. I hear my cat meowing and he's probably gonna come up here. But anyway, so the way that I do my stitch markers is I typically have the things that I use the most on here. So I have like, this thing is amazing, by the way, not to go off on a tangent, but I didn't have one of these until not too long ago. This is a curved hook, or a curved needle, and this is freaking so helpful for amigurumi. So helpful for amigurumi. So if you haven't used one of those, I highly recommend. They're on Amazon. But anyway, this is the type of stitch marker that I like to use. I started out with these like little spiral looking, spring looking type of stitch markers because I don't know where they came from, but I had some and they were like the first ones I got, and I used those, and I do not like those. They fall out so easily. They don't lock on in any way. It takes me longer to like spiral that on than it does to just clip on. And then I made this, and this is just an earring type of, oops, this is just an earring type of stitch marker. If I can hold it up. And I used like this little locket on here and a little bead, and I repurposed this from jewelry. I like to, I've always done this, I've always liked to keep jewelry that doesn't serve a purpose anymore, because I've liked to wear a lot of jewelry. So I had a lot of like random jewelry from growing up and stuff that I just kind of hoarded. And I would like to keep it and repurpose the beads and stuff. So I repurposed everything that I used for this was just from things that I had. And I was pretty proud of myself because I was using, are they called pliers? I think they're called pliers. I am not like a handy person. So I'm like, I was proud of myself for using, I think they're pliers, little squeezy things that you squeeze metal with. And the only reason that I even knew how to use those was because I have been making some keychains, and I ordered like a bunch of keychain stuff on Amazon, which, by the way, I'm playing with a stitch marker, if you wondered what I was doing. By the way, you can buy keychain things on Amazon for like super cheap. I think it was like less than $10 and came with like 100. Did I say keychain things, or did I say stitch marker things? I meant keychain things if I said stitch marker. And they come with a ton. Like, I will probably never get through all of those things. But I had to learn how to like do like the little pliery stuff to put them onto my amigurumi keychains. So I was like, now that I know how to use pliers, I will make these stitch markers. And I know that probably sounds really dumb to like some people that probably like grew up using tools. That's okay. All right. Now away from the tangents that I keep going on. Number 2, do you do anything special to take care of your hands and wrists, or hands or wrists? I have really weak wrists. I like constantly hurt my wrists. So I do wear splint. I'm not 100% sure what it's called, like a support garment. And I did have to take a little break from crocheting maybe like a month or 2 ago, because I literally couldn't, like my hands were just hurting so bad. But other than that, no, I probably should be wearing something while I crochet. That's probably something I need to look into doing. Number 3, what are your crochet goals for the summer? Or what are your crochet goals this summer? Well, this summer is basically over. School is going back in here in like a week. But my crochet goals for like the near future are that I'm working on writing my first patterns and testing those out and kind of perfecting them, and I'm really excited about that. I'm really, really proud about that. Oh, speaking of that, my little drawing that I showed in my other video, I kind of made it, trying to focus the camera for you guys, I kind of made it look a little bit better. I went over some parts of it with marker. I adjusted some things. You'll notice these blocks are probably different than when I showed it last time, because I made my first version of it and I realized I needed to change those. But yeah, that, and making more YouTube videos and just crocheting whatever I feel like. I am working on that mandala blanket, so finishing up that mandala blanket, but also just really taking the time to enjoy it. I'm not in a big rush. just having fun with it. I like to enjoy my crocheting, so I think that's pretty much my goals right now. What are your favorite crochet colors for summer? I don't really think of specific colors for summer. I mean, I guess like if I was to think of specific colors for summer, I would probably just think of like yellow and green. Yellow because of the sun and green because of grass and, you know, plants and stuff being in their prime. So I guess those colors would be the colors I would think of, but I don't really think of any like specific colors for summer for crocheting, because I like for spring I would think of like Easter colors and pastels, and then like for fall I would think of like warm colors and, you know, like mustards and reds and browns and stuff like that. And then even for winter, if I was to think of winter colors for crocheting, I would think of Christmas, so like red and green. And I would also think of blue and white. I've always thought blue and white was like very snow, very Christmas, very winter themed. So like blue and white I think of as like blue, white, and silver as like a winter color palette. But I honestly just don't really think of anything for a summer palette, I guess, for crocheting. Number 5, if you could only use one hook for the rest of your life, what brand hook and hook size would it be? Well, this is a pretty easy one for me because I haven't used very many brands. I've pretty much only used Boy, the just the straight up metal kind of Boy, and then also the cushiony handle kind, like this one. Which this is the one that I'm using for my mandala blanket. It's the 6.5. This is my go-to hook, is this 5 Boy brand hook. I've only used Boy and then like off-brand, like no-name brand hooks from Amazon. So I would definitely say that my go-to brand would be the Boy one, specifically with this. Because I really like having something chunkier to hold on to than just the metal stick. And then my go-to size, I think, is probably a 5mm. It's a very comfortable size. It's not too small. It's not too big. I feel like I can do most things with a 5. But then actually, I lied, you guys. There is... I forgot about these hooks from Hobby Lobby. I don't know what brand these are. But I think they're like a Hobby Lobby brand, probably. But these like bamboo handle ones with the aluminum like hook part. I absolutely love this 10mm hook. This was my favorite hook by far for when I was crocheting with blanket yarn. I went through like a few months of just crocheting with blanket yarn, doing amigurumi with blanket yarn, and I really, really liked this 10mm hook. Technically, I think I should have been using a 9mm hook, but I had a 10mm hook, and I don't know why I was just crocheting with this. Technically, I think for the yarn size, I probably should have been crocheting with a 9. But I love, this is like super, super smooth. It just glides through. It doesn't have like any kind of a catch on it at all. And then the handle is super smooth. And then like, it's just such a light and bright color scheme. I don't know. I really like this hook too. So I guess it depends on what kind of yarn I'm using. And then I will say that, this has like a chunkier top because of being a 10mm hook. It's got like, actually, let me compare it to the 5. If I compare it to the 5, you'll see that it's actually about the same thickness as the like ergodynamic type of stuff on this one. So with this one, I really liked the way that it feels in my hand, because this is how I hold my hook when I crochet. By the way, what is this hold called? If anyone knows, or does this have like a name to hold your hook like this? Because I always see people saying like, I do the pencil hold, or I do like, I can't think of any of the other ones, but I always am like, I don't know what this is. I hold my hook like this. Is this just like normal? But anyway, I got distracted. Oh yeah, so this is like chunkier and it feels very comfortable in my hand. However, I bought more of these hooks because I loved this hook so much. When they were running sales, I bought them in different sizes. Now this is a 2.75, so of course this is very small. But I discovered something after buying like 5 more of these in the smaller sizes. I don't like these in the smaller size. For one, I like the lighter colored wood, just aesthetically speaking. And also, the lighter colored wood is a lot smoother. This is like a little bit more coarse for some reason. I'm not sure if you'll be able to tell that in a, oops. If you'll be able to tell that in the camera. If I can get its focus. There you go. I don't know if you can tell, but like the darker one is like more coarse. And then I found that because of the length of the like shaft of the crochet stick, you notice how different those are. I end up holding a lot more of the stick with the way that I hold my hooks. And this makes my hand cramp up to hold like a thinner stick. So I actually don't like that hook because of the way that I hold my hooks when I am using a smaller one. I don't like that brand, which was like such a heartbreaking thing because I did think this was like my favorite thing and I was like so stoked about it. I was like, I'm gonna get all of the hooks. I'm gonna buy them in every single size. Nope. I just like the big hooks in this one. So yeah, I would say, what was the question again? If you could only use one hook for the rest of your life, what hook would it be? If I can only use one hook for the rest of my life, depending on what size yarn I'm using, because that actually completely would change it. Worsted weight, bulky. So like a blanket yarn. Number 6, how old were you when you learned to crochet? 27. Like I mentioned in my last video, I believe, I only learned to crochet last year. So, I literally just had my 1-year anniversary of crocheting like a week ago. And then my birthday is in November. So I would have learned to crochet when I was 27 because I'm 28 now. What are your tips for getting yarn on sale or for cheap? Well, I don't know about tips, but just watching, just keeping an eye out. Hobby Lobby does yarn 30% off like every other week, so trying to plan when you're gonna buy yarn. I don't like to buy yarn full price ever if I can help it. I have bought yarn full price just a few times if I like need to make something right away, like when I made that Baby Yoda lovey, I think I might have paid full price. I think I paid full price for those because I needed it like right away. Our friend had their baby early and I thought I had more time, and then all of a sudden it was like they had their baby, so I was like, crap, I want to make this lovey. And I made it in that weekend, like, because I think it was Friday or something, and I literally made it just like super fast. And I didn't want to wait for yarn to be on sale, but typically I always try to wait for yarn to be on sale. And even better, I love to buy yarn on clearance, so I always go check the clearance section. So actually, I guess that a tip could be knowing where your craft store's clearance section is. Unfortunately, in my town, I don't have a Joann's or a Michael's. I only have Hobby Lobby. So I can really only, for the most part, talk about Hobby Lobby. If I want like Joann's or something, I have to order it or I have to go out of town. So, what is your favorite holiday? Christmas. I absolutely love Christmas. I love the Christmas season. Like, I'm already excited for Christmas season. I'm like, I was just saying the other day, I'm ready for Christmas season. I'm ready for the Christmas spirit. I just love, I love lights. I love like Christmas lights. Lights are one of my favorite things just in general. I I like colorful lights and just like the twinkling, and like you can see on my ceiling back here that we have those projector lights. We actually have one in the bedroom and one in the living room. I just love lights in general. So Christmas, and then it's just such a like a happy, like cheerful, positive, like innocent, good vibes. Like I love that type of I don't know, like life. I want things to be happy and like carefree and things like that. So I just like that kind of feeling. So I love that season. And I'm one of those people that I put my Christmas tree up at the latest the day after Thanksgiving is the day that I put my Christmas tree up. And I love to watch Christmas movies, the Christmas classics, the claymations, you know, like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, and Santa Claus is coming to town, and Frosty the Snowman, and Christmas in July, and Baby New Year, and like there's just, I love all those movies so much. And then second would be Halloween, just because I really don't view many other holidays as like holidays. Like I'm not gonna decorate or like have lights. I guess, you know, maybe I correlate a holiday with having lights because there's Halloween lights and I like to do Halloween lights and decorate, and I really like to play with makeup and costumes and stuff like that. So that's another reason why I really like Halloween, because I do like I frequently do like makeup looks every day of the month or something. Like several different years I've done like 30 days of Halloween makeup looks and things like that. So I do enjoy that also. And number 9 is, what is your favorite benefit of crochet? How has it helped you? Crochet has been a massive like game changer for me. I suffer from major anxiety, like super bad anxiety. And I've always had that. And also just depression and stuff in general, just like mental health. And crochet has been really amazing for me for anxiety, because it gives me something I can focus on, something to look forward to every day. And like I have something I can focus on and like not stress and not freak out and have panic attacks all the time. And also I find the act of crocheting to be calming. Also I struggle with social anxiety, so it's really nice to be able to take my crochet places and like kind of focus on that and have my hands busy, and then I can also interact to the like level I'm comfortable with. It makes me not feel so awkward, like I'm just sitting there and like I feel like everybody's staring at me and I feel like pressure and stuff. So it's just been a huge game changer. So that's definitely a really big benefit of crocheting. It's relaxing. There's just I can't really explain it, but there's a lot of ways that it helps as far as like anxiety goes. What do you do with your finished objects is the last question, number 10. So I have a lot of my finished objects. Probably like half of my finished objects. Keep in mind I only started crocheting a year ago, so if I was crocheting longer, I'm sure that this would change over time. But recently I have finally started letting myself keep some of my finished objects, because pretty much as soon as I started making things, as soon as I like got, you know, competent enough, I started making things to sell, and I've started making things to gift. So I have an Etsy shop and I make things to sell on my Etsy shop, which is really fun. I love doing that, and trying to make some, you know, side income is really helpful. And then also I have been gifting like crazy. Like everybody has been getting crocheted things from me since I learned to crochet. Like birthday crochet, Christmas crochet, Father's Day, Mother's Day, like literally anything. I'm giving crocheted stuff and I can't keep up. I'm like trying, I want to crochet for everyone. I like want to crochet for every family member and every friend and every occasion, and I like can't keep up. So I've probably gifted at least half of the things I've made, if not more than half of the things I've made. And then I've also sold some things that I've made as well. So that's what I do with my FOs. And then lately I've been mostly keeping, or not, well, yeah, I'd say mostly keeping. I've been mostly keeping them, which has been nice because I was like not letting myself keep things before. I was like, I really want to keep this, but I'm giving it to someone. So it's kind of nice also keeping some things. And I'm like, okay, I can also keep things for myself. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. This has been a really long video, and I am like getting off on tangents so much today. I hope that wasn't like chaotic as crap and everybody's like, wow, you're crazy. I mean, I am crazy and it probably was chaotic, but you know, hopefully you enjoyed it anyway. And I would love to see your guys' answers to these questions. So like I said, feel free to copy. I'm going to put a clean copy in the description box. Just copy and paste that if you feel like it. No pressure if you don't feel like it. And I'm not going to specifically tag anybody to do this because I don't want to put pressure on anybody. If you feel like you want to do it, this is an open invitation to do it, and you can make a video, you can make a comment, you can do whatever you want, if you feel like doing it. So I hope everybody has a great day and a great Vlogust the 3rd. I'll see you guys tomorrow.